What up, y'all? It's Raw Racing. Welcome back to a new video. I know it's been a while since you've seen me, but there's a good reason for that, and I'll explain it why at the end of the video. But today's video, I'm gonna be showing y'all how the new muscle cars compared to all the other muscle cars that are in the game. Now, I have the suspension lowered for all of these, so just so I can get the max top speed out of all the cars, just to because this is how you're gonna be racing them is the lowered suspension. So just to make it fair, I used the new Dominator GTT and the new Dominator ASP against the Hellfire and the Gauntlet Classic Custom, which were my favorite muscle cars to use during races. But that's all I gotta say for right now for the intro. Now let's just get started with the cars. Now I took out the Dominator GTT first. As you can see, I have it kind of, and also keep in mind all these cars are maxed out, by the way, with the max lower suspension for at least the two cars that had the drop in the suspension. Now, if you want to have the lower suspension for races or the raised up suspension, you have to do it before you start the race. So as long as you have your suspension set to lower as instead of default, you'll have your suspension lower for the races. But depending on the situation, like here, you want max top speed, so I would go lower for turning races. For muscle cars or even just any regular form of car, I would definitely go with the raised up suspension. Now, I got a time of 3 minutes and 2 seconds with this car, and I'm mainly just trying to see how fast the lap times were for each car. And this car actually came in with a very fast 44-second lap time, which is actually pretty quick. Next, move on to the Bravado Gauntlet Hellfire, which is actually the former fastest muscle car in the game. I'll show you which one is actually the fastest. And now, well, I guess you kind of already know by, clicking on this video, but this muscle car, in my opinion, is still pretty good. It definitely still keeps up with all the muscle cars. It doesn't dominate as well in the turning races. I would definitely just use this for like this track because this car is really built for big, wide open tracks that have like, top speeds and very minimalistic turns because the car doesn't really turn that well, as a lot of people know. Now, I did not try this with F1 tires. I have both variants of this car. I didn't want to put F1s on. I didn't want to try with F1s because I know the F1s would make it slower. But this car is actually still pretty fast. I have mine really kind of set up for racing. Yes, I know I do have, what's it called? Those rims. And I know there are different kinds of rims now so that can make it look like the race car. But beforehand, there weren't any, so I had to use those. And also, I wanted the Richard Petty look for my car because it kind of looks like a Richard Petty car, but like a modern version of it because they don't have the actual Dodge Charger in the game that he used. But besides that, put that aside, this car is still pretty fast. I got a 2 minute and 51-second lap time. The car, I think, went around the track in like 41 seconds, or it was it was 41 seconds. The car is pretty fast. It's definitely the quickest one out of all of them so far. But now we move on to the Bravado Gauntlet Classic Custom. I made mine look like an actual race car. I did not put Benny's on this one because they had the rims into the game with that update originally. So basically, we're just going to be going around the track with this car. Now, I have noticed that originally the car did move a lot quicker. This car is definitely kind of better when it comes to drafting or using the split streamlines. It definitely, because it picks up a lot more speed by doing that. In my opinion, this car when it first came out, was really quick and was a pretty good race car to use. But now it's kind of like not as good. I think it's like still the third or maybe even the fourth quickest muscle car out there. At most, I still use this car in races, but I'm slowly starting to drift more to the newer muscle cars because this one is kind of it's already ran its course, and it's only been out for a year, really. It's still a nice looking muscle car. If you're into like old school race cars, this is definitely the car for you. But if you're not doing this in like an old school race setting, then you're gonna have a little bit of trouble keeping up with like the newer muscle cars, mainly just because of the Dominator and the Gauntlet the Gauntlet Hellfire are going to be both two muscle cars that you're going to be seeing a lot of, especially when I get back to doing Daytona races, which I'll actually be going over once I get to the end of the video, or like close to the end, like when I start talking about the other cars. This car gets a 2-minute and 57-second lap time, which is still faster than the Dominator GTT. I'm pretty sure I went around the track in like 42 seconds was it was 43 seconds was the fastest lap that I got. And then we move on to the Dominator ASP. Now I messed up originally and I accidentally put 10 laps, but we're still gonna run it anyways because this car is insanely fast. I'll talk about the lap times at the end of the video, but for a quick second, I'm actually going to switch it over to why I haven't uploaded in the past week or done anything in the past week. I've just been really busy, and also I don't really like the quality of my the mic that I'm using right now. It doesn't sound that good, and it's not the quality that I want to have in my videos. Especially if the videos do well, I don't want it to be, oh, this guy's mic sounds trash, I don't want to come back to the channel or anything. But it's like, I'm just waiting until I can get a new mic. It's going to be coming soon, so I'll be back to uploading again and doing live streams. Now, with my schedule for work, and I am going to school now, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to live stream, but I'll try to, upload videos because there's really a lot of stuff for me to do. I've actually got a ton of clips ready to go, for videos and all that. I just haven't, it's not that I haven't had the time, it's just like I said, the mic quality wasn't the best. And I don't want to be live streaming with my mic sounding a little off because it doesn't sound, to me, it doesn't sound good at all. And also, it's a little broken now, too. So, I'm just, waiting for the chance for me to get a new headset. But it's coming up pretty soon. I'll get all that stuff very soon, actually. Hopefully, within, like, the next week or two, I'll get a new headset. And, yeah, I'll be starting to do more stuff. Again, I'll be going back to live streaming at some point. But I just have to find a day that's, like, perfect for me. And also for everybody else, because the days that I go to school are usually by the time you guys are out, barely, for the majority of people. Because I stay on the West Coast and everybody, gets out of school at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. And by that point, I might start streaming at like 1 on my days off from work. Or if I have like an extra day off, I'll stream that day. But the streams might not be as frequent as they used to be. So just keep that in mind. But I will be back to uploading once I get to my headset again, because I don't really want to be uploading videos with this quality of mic, because to me it really doesn't sound that good. I don't know if it sounds good for anybody else, but for me it's just not the quality that I want to portray. But let's get back to the video. As y'all can see, even with the 10-second lap time, or the 10 laps, the car is still going on the track pretty fast. This is with lower suspension, by the way. I'm using all the tactics that I can use. I actually started messing around and seeing like the difference in me driving high on the bank or low on the bank, or even going into that little groove. I think going into the groove definitely does make your car move a little bit faster than going up high on the bank, because even though you can attack the bottom of the bank and hit the ramp a little bit faster, it definitely does give you a little bit of a sprint burst going off the bottom of the bank. And in my opinion, I would definitely try to find that lower groove. But enough about me talking about, the cards, or enough about me talking about like my racing strategy. But I would definitely use this. I'm gonna start using this car. I might buy another version of it to make it look like a race car a little bit more, because honestly, in my opinion, this is the craziest and best update for car guys. Hopefully they add in another update where they have stuff like this for cars. Now, the car finished at around 7 minutes and 5 seconds, which is insanely fast for a 10-lap race by myself, might add. And the fastest lap was actually 41 seconds, so they're pretty close to the Dominator. But that's all I got to say for today. I would definitely use the Dominator or the new Mustang in the races, but the Mustang is better. But that's all I got to say, and have a great rest of your day.